Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. And we're actually going to do the first time we're going to revisit something we did many months ago. I don't think we've ever done an episode on it.
We're getting in the DeLorean.
Yes, we are.
We're going back in time to what is now epic historical lore of Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. It is a major callback for us.
Yeah. Really early.
I'll kick it off. It was the first time. So, to recap, we met on the 4th of July, 2024. July 10th, we had our first planning meeting. August 2nd, we released our first episode. We did not waste any time. We were, let's make this happen. So, I think that, because everything had been on Zoom, and you would come up to Maine once with Tom and Venus.
Right.
To hang out. So that was like the first in-person hangout since July 4th.
Right.
That was like end of July-ish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you came up on your own to Maine, because I summer in Maine. That's fancy. And that was the first time you and I hung out on our own,
right.
I think, was that day. And I just had this brilliant idea. Brilliant. I didn't know this man at all. He didn't know me. I don't know what. I was just coming up with ideas for this project, and everything was so new and so early. It was going to be raining that day. And we hate rain, and water and hearing aids don't mix well at all. And it's a very anxiety-provoking experience for both of us to be anywhere near a situation where water will make contact with our hearing aids, because it will literally destroy them. My bright idea was, hey, let's take our hearing aids out and go out in the rain.
Brilliant. That's not the word I'd use.
My thinking at the time was, we never get to walk in the rain because we just can't. It's just not safe. Mm-hmm. So let's see what that's like to be like everybody else and walk in the rain. But let's make it really unsafe.
Yeah. And
both of us take our hearing aids out. So I don't know why. There's no way on God's green earth this man would agree to do that with me now. Now that he knows me, we've been in the trenches. I think it was a polite response on your part, probably, of like, oh, well, maybe.
Yeah.
What were your I don't think we've ever really discussed it. We've written a blog about it, but we've never talked about it.
So the partnership was so new. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time saying no to strangers. I have a hard time saying no to anybody because I like to help.
You say no to me all the
Now,
time.
I've learned my lesson because of this. But it was an interesting experiment. Mm-hmm. All of my coats have hoods, so like if it ever, that's why I don't like the summer as much, because it's too hot. I get hot and I can't wear a hood, and so if I'm caught in the rain, it's scary. It's really it's dangerous, expensive if nothing else, but it can be dangerous too. And I think that's why I did it, because I've walked without hearing aids with people before, but unlike you, they could hear well. And so you have something. So there's a bit of a danger to it, where if we're walking out and we don't hear something, we can't hear the surroundings well enough. My hearing is okay enough that I can hear some muffled sounds.
I can't hear anything.
Right. And so I think that the reason I said yes is because I'm really leaning into that part of my identity, and it's really been new for me the last few years. And so to share an experience with someone who like not only understand, not only sympathize, but empathize with how disquieting, pun intended, the situation was when you're out in the world and you can't hear to what your normal crutched level is. So I think that's why I said yes, is because like when we went and rehashed it, we knew the other person wasn't just sympathizing. It was just that he totally understood the fear, the disquiet.
So this is where the differences between us really gets highlighted.
Yeah. Because
Mr. Thoughtful, introspective, analytical person here just gave such a great explanation of all the feelings and the thoughts and the angles. Yeah. Me, I'm like, never done this before. Let's see what this is like. I get somebody to do this with. Why not? I've never gotten a walk in the rain. I wonder what that feels like. That is literally the extent of thought that went into this for me.
I know now.
Complete. I will do anything once.
Well, not me.
You want an adventure? Call me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, I don't know if you know this part. You might know this part now.
Okay.
But I was all pretty cool and calm and collected and like, wow, let's go. Let's do this. It'll be great. Blah, 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 blah. The second I clicked lock on the car and we put our hearing aids inside my car, the second I clicked the lock and started walking, I had a moment of, what if somebody breaks into the car?
Yeah.
What if a window was cracked? What if water gets it? This is a really bad idea. I'm taking about 10 steps away from the car, and in my head I'm going into a full-on panic because, as usual, I have thought nothing out. Freaking out. So then I'm like, nope, you know what? No, you are committed, and we're going to make it happen. I should have said, you know what? Flag on the play. Call it audible. Let's do something else today. Oh, no. I was in it to win it. I'm like, we're doing it.
It was
terrifying.
Yeah, and we weren't out there long. 10 minutes, maybe.
It felt like
forever. And it also, like, when we're driving up, because we were in Maine, so we drove. Where did we drive? Where did we go?
Cape Elizabeth.
So we were driving up to, like, the mountain, and so there's a path along the shoreline, and so it's a great view. And as we're driving up, it is pouring, and I'm like, oh no. But once we pulled in and took out our hearing aids and got out, it was raining. It wasn't like just spitting or spritzing. It was raining, but it wasn't like I can't see 2 feet in front of me raining. So. Which
disappointed me. I really wanted like a soaking.
Yeah. We're not doing this again.
Maybe. We'll see. So not only don't think this through, we are walking on an unpaved path on a cliff over the ocean. So it's not like we're in civilization where you might have half a shot at kind of predicting people's behavior. Yeah. Oh, no. We're in the wild. Julie's version of a hike.
Yeah.
Yeah, when there's no cement on the road, it's
fair enough. Yeah.
So that added, as I kept going, I'm like, I can't hear anything. I literally can't hear anything. I don't know how much she can hear. I don't know him that well yet. Okay, this is not a great idea. And I should have turned around, but did I? No, I did not, because I will never give in, which is what makes me really fun and really dangerous at the same time. I was completely committed to this.
Yeah. Yeah. So that we blogged about it too, so you can see our like in the recent past thoughts on it, because we blogged about it I think a week afterwards or something. So I'll link to those blogs in the description so you can read about what we were thinking.
Oh, it was wild.
It was an experience, and I'm going to leave it at that for me. So
bad idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, we survived, but until you were just talking now, I didn't realize that how bad the idea was, because it was raining. So usually people who hike don't go out hiking in the rain, and so we were kind of isolated. So like if something did happen, we couldn't even hear if anyone was near to call for help.
And as we're walking, like it's a good drop off the cliff to the ocean.
I was not close to the cliff. I don't do heights, so I was...
Oh, the house on the other side, that's right. I'm just cooking along. And at one point I'm like, somebody could push me off this cliff. And I'm just not going to know they're coming. And maybe that's a good thing. It was a disaster. Read the blogs. You'll get the full idea of what went on in our heads that day. I just remember getting back in the car and being so relieved that our hearing aids were there, that we were still speaking. Wasn't sure about that. And I had wisely bought snacks.
Yeah.
Remember that? We had little chippies.
I need snacks.
And the seat warmers.
Yeah. Right, it was August, but it was cold and rainy.
Right, it was cold and rainy. So that was our very... The reason we brought it up, because it's a funny story, but also it was our very first adventure together. That was the first one.
Yeah.
We just kept going since then.
We're still together.
Still together. So that's it.
So there you go. So I don't know if there's any discussion to be had about this down below, but if you have thoughts, we'd love to hear it.
If you have suggestions for future adventures we could try together, that would be
encourage
awesome.
them.
Yeah. Think about it. Like, what other stuff could we do? I want all the ideas.
My brother is part of this.
Even better.
You just get bad ideas.
Even better. Give them all. Send them all. Send them our way. I am going to find the number of Guinness it will take for you to agree to my next crazy scheme.
Wait, do you have it planned?
Yeah.
Oh.
I do.
Oh, interesting.
And it involves water.
I do like Guinness. All right, so that was the harebrained idea, and I don't know. So this reminds me of Star Wars, right? So who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him?
100%.
All right, books. What do you got?
So I'm actually prepared this time.
Yes.
I have the entire
That's awesome.
Chronicles of Narnia, books 1 through 7. And what makes it even more special is this is the set that I read when I was a kid, probably 3rd or 4th grade, and I've kept it all these years. I love these books so much. Yeah. I have a special fondness for the first one, because you never forget your first, right? Chronicle of Narnia, any book in a series. It's just so special, and it sets the tone. And as a kid, I wanted nothing more than to walk through a wardrobe and try Turkish delights and be with the White Queen and meet Aslan. Yeah. I mean, it's just such a magical place. C.S. Lewis was an incredible author, really and good. As an adult, rereading them now, I see all the symbolism and like the religious connections there and kind of some of the more deep messages he was trying to convey. But as a kid, it was just a pure adventure series, and it was fantastic. So always special to bring things out from when I was a kid, and hopefully this next generation can find their way to Narnia.
Yeah, I've only read the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, so definitely, I want to. I will.
So good.
I work in a library. I can get copies.
So good.
Well, yeah, I'll have to get that. So.
That's what I got.
All right.
What do you got?
So I got a series as well. I have The Gunslinger by Stephen King, and so this is the first book of the Dark Tower series. And so that book, there are 7 books that span many years. It's just a fantastic story. I think that it has the series has one of the best endings an epic saga could have. Just this is the only way it could have ended, and that's a very divisive comment, but I'll stand by it. I think the Dark Tower series is probably my favorite Stephen King story, but it's more than one book, so it's just fantastic. The creativity in the world building is on par with stuff like Narnia. It's not technically sci-fi; it's more horror because it's Stephen King. But can't go wrong with that. I think
that's awesome. Cool, fun. All right.
That's it for us.
So we did not sing in the rain that day.
No, we did not.
We almost cried in the rain.
Yeah, muttered under our breaths. Yeah.
Maybe a mild panic attack in the rain.
Yeah. No singing. No singing on the rain.
Singing.
Not for us. Sorry.
Won't be doing that again.
Yeah, no.
Apologies to Gene Kelly. That's not
right, I was going to say.
All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.